This graphics card right here is my RX 7900 XTX. I am 16 months in. Also, don't care of my cable management. I don't really do that. See? I don't do cable management here. At all. Or I do enough that it's functional, but it's a thing of a beauty, for sure. Cost me $1,000. And I changed to AMD from NVIDIA for basically New Year 2024. Let me close the computer real quick, and we have a little chat about how has it been jumping the ship from NVIDIA or NVIDIA. Again, fuck you, NVIDIA, for being such a piece of trash company with all your shit that you do to your customers. The 5000 series has been an absolute disaster. But just to prove my point, here we are. It is indeed a 7900 XTX. It's a real deal, and yeah, it's the Asus tough one, OC model to be more precise. So how has it been? Well, actually, I have pretty much avoided almost all the issues. Like, the AMD's driver reputation is history. Different story if you need extra features on your software. I am not one of those guys who cared about that. I'm just here to evaluate how stable the drivers themselves have been, which they've been very, like, I can only recall 2 actual issues. Well, there was a third issue, but actually no, there was 3 different issues over the span of 16 months, a year and 4 months. So, for starters, there was Helldivers 2 issues, especially if you were close to a major explosion. Yeah, a game crash was to happen, and it could crash my drivers. AMD fixed it. It took 3 weeks from the launch of the game, but they fixed it. Credit there. Then, I don't know if I can replicate the issue right now, but let's check right off the bat. Let's have a look. Oh yeah, new Windows installation. Because I am not gonna switch to 11, but I got myself an LTSC version of Windows 10. Just because, fuck you Windows 11, it's absolute crap. I don't wanna deal with that. Plus, LTSC version comes with so much less bloatware. It's practically a clean OS. At least compared to the regular retail one. But issue with Portal RTX, especially with RT graphics, there was a bug that, yeah, the visuals were very much just purely fucked. Like, all fucked. At least with RT effects on. I think it's fixed. Oh, it's gonna crash, isn't it? Keep loading. There we go. A quick check on the effects. Oh, it's not gonna give me the options. But the FPS is terrible, which, okay, quick side note on the issues of AMD. If you need ray tracing, it's not for you. Look, it's... Whoa. But they fixed the graphics, so back then the graphics were all black, purple, and green. I don't remember how you call the effect, but they have fixed it. But that used to be an issue also with AMD. Then there was a third issue also with AMD. Let me just open FairMark real quick here to prepare for another test. Just because I want to test, but you see the manufacturer of this monitor, Acer. You see manufacturer of this monitor, also Acer. Which, it leads me to believe that this issue is more Acer related, but basically the issue was, if I had two monitors plugged in, like I sometimes might do, and I switched to only have Acer monitor active. It didn't happen with this Asus monitor, but it happened with the Acer monitor. I can't recall if it was HDMI only or both with HDMI and DisplayPort. But when the Acer monitor was the only active monitor, both of these, including that one there, the drivers, they would just wipe themselves off. Like the driver would just practically disappear. That was weird, to say the least. And only if from settings. Actually, no, it happened also. No. It also happened if it was the only monitor plugged in. An Acer monitor was the only one that was plugged in. And the driver was doing nothing, like absolutely nothing. Then the driver would eventually just wipe itself off the computer, and I had to reinstall the driver. That was weird, and I'm not sure if I need to fault the AMD or Acer for that. Because it didn't happen with all the monitors. I tried installing monitor driver, didn't fix it. If you had the night light mode on, that also escalated the issue. Then, yeah. Also another issue with, well, this is not an issue, but this might be down to personal preference, is that this GPU, it draws a lot of power, like a lot of power. Like, I'll try to demonstrate with the FairMark right over here. Let me just give it a second here. But this GPU or graphics card, it has 3 8-pin power connectors. Let's see. It's pulling 375, that total board power right here. 375, that's much less than you would think. It can pull more, like I've seen it pull 525, which is actually the maximum supported by the connectors. Because PCIe slot and the 3 8-pins, that's 525. I've seen it pull that. But this thing pulls a lot of power. It's not power efficient, so if that matters to you, don't go AMD. But if you're fine with some extra power cost, because I, for example, have cheap electricity, I'm absolutely fine with it. Let's see. So, current, minimum, maximum. Doesn't pull too much. I'll run a harder test. Hold on a sec. Or maybe I should run higher FPS one. Let's do that. I'm sorry it's a poor quality one, but just let me have it here. No, that's not pulling nearly enough. Okay, let's load it real well. What should we do? 5120, 160. Please don't go full screen and fire it up. Alright. Does it load the GPU at all? Or not? It may not do that, but my point is, it draws a lot of power. Really a lot of power. But that's fine for me. I only pay 9 cents per kilowatt hour for my electricity. I know there are cheaper options, and my electricity contract will switch to cheaper or go cheaper as well in the fall. Oh, that's interesting. Sure. Let's bog this GPU. Total board power 375. Also, don't buy Asus TUF models of AMD graphics cards. They do not care about. They're basically using the same board design as they do with NVIDIA's. Which, I mean, come on, different chips. You should know better. But to summarize my current technical status, I have switched to LTSC version of Windows 10. Though, I have a Linux drive here, because Linux can boot easily from USB. Because I want to try Linux. I want to eventually ditch Microsoft. Oh, it's actually getting heater here. It's only drawing 375. I guess it's because there's some safeguards against Fairmark. At least I know that NVIDIA has something in drivers, but... oof. The hotspots are not great, though. And that's why you should not buy Asus TUF graphics card if it's AMD. It's poorly designed. They know nothing. They really know nothing. Yeah, 378. It should be able to pull much more, but I can't recall which games it does it with. Because I've seen the 525. It may have been overclocked, but yeah. That's it for my technical ramble. My god, this anus is pretty interesting. So yeah. I'd say I'd recommend getting AMD if you can. If you don't need NVIDIA, ditch NV, buy AMD. Don't buy Intel. Don't buy Intel graphics cards unless you have lots of patience. I do recommend AMD. Their drivers are really good. I only had a few issues, but that's nothing unusual. Besides, if you're looking current landscape, it seems like NVIDIA is having a lot of driver issues right now. Thanks so much for watching. And sorry for this rant going way off rails. Bye for now.